This is a spot I've fished in the past, but it looked nothing like this. It may be worth just dropping a bait here. Got to stop somewhere, but there's a lot of cabbages on the bottom. Yeah, I'm not so sure. There's a big nettle sticking out there where I'd want to cast down, so I can't really get where I want to be, so perhaps no. Yeah, so that's what three spots we looked at that are not really on. This may be an unusual blank today, in as much as I may not find anywhere to fish. Anyway, we'll carry on and see what happens. Well, after a couple of sessions on still water, making my way to a stream today. Not sure what I'm going to find. We had a horrendous amount of rain recently, but according to the Environment Agency site, the river in this location is falling. How much it's fallen we will soon see. Stopped off at the tackle shop on the way here, which means I'm a bit later because they didn't open until 9 o'clock, and got a pot of worms. I've also got some cheese paste and a bit of cheese as well, so we'll see what happens. This stretch was very heavily weeded when I last fished it. I actually came down with the fly rod thinking that may be a good option, and managed one small chub, which surprised me. But it's probably still quite heavily weeded, and I guess there's probably only going to be the most half a dozen spots to dip into, because of the bankside vegetation is also pretty horrendous. So it'll be a fairly short session, I think. I'll just drop in what spots there are and see if there's a chub lurking there, assuming when we get there that the river is fishable. I say river, it's a stream, a small stream. So, a few minutes away. I'll come back when we get there. Well, you spotted a bridge, and under the bridge be the stream. So we will soon know what we're dealing with. Oh, that's amazing. If anything, it's quite low. Sorry about that. Someone having a conversation behind me. Speaking very loud as well. Yeah, this is a lot lower than I expected, I must admit. I expected it to be racing down. Well, if I was hoping that some of the vegetation on the bank was going to have died down, I'm afraid I'm sadly disappointed, because this spot was quite fishable when I came here earlier in the season in terms of the bank. But there was an awful lot of weed out in the stream. But now, even if I was to hook a fish, there is absolutely no way I could get it in with all that dead reed laying in the water. So number one spot is not number one spot anymore, so we're going to look for somewhere else. Yeah, very surprised by that. Caught good fish here before, but it's now, as I say, impossible to get the fish in, even if I was to be lucky enough to hook one. So we'll walk on and see what we can find. Yeah, this water level is really low. I mean, say whether it's worth dropping a bait just down there, but it's very, very shallow. I'll walk on a bit. I'll perhaps try this on the way back if all else fails, but it doesn't look very promising, to be honest. Yeah, not looking good today. Not looking good at all. You see plenty of small fish down there though. Having said there'll probably only be half a dozen spots to fish, I think we need to revise that downwards somewhat. It could be 1 or 2 at this rate. Again, it's possible to cast a bait out there, but even with this landing net handle, which is extensible, there's no way I could get the fish in. So, and the edge of the bank is literally just down there. I'd end up in the water. So, okay, we walk on. This is a spot I've fished in the past, but it looked nothing like this. It may be worth just dropping a bait here. Got to stop somewhere. But there's a lot of cabbages on the bottom. Yeah, I'm not so sure. There's a big nettle sticking out there where I'd want to cast down, so I can't really get where I want to be, so perhaps no. Yeah, so that's what, three spots we looked at that are not really on. This may be an unusual blank today, in as much as I may not find anywhere to fish. Anyway, we'll carry on and see what happens. Well, this is a spot that's produced for me a chub on a couple of occasions, and it's just about fishable, so I may start here. The place to be is under that bush down there, under that tree, under that overhang. Trouble is with these nettles sticking out, I can't really cast and put the rod down here. I'm going to have to put it high over the top, and then it's going to be a challenge, but we're running out of options today, so I'll tackle up here and see what happens. Right, I'm going to start with cheese paste because this is an awkward cast, and if I put worms on, there's a good chance a small perch may take it. So to try and eliminate the possibility of perch, I'm going to put a bit of cheese paste on. I can go down here without falling in the river. Oh well, nothing immediate. nothing on the hook. Let's try a worm. I need 2 worms on here, to be honest. Something playing with it. It's probably small fish. Be careful of losing me tackle on that bush down there. Right, a large lump of cheese. See what happens with that. I'm not sure there's a chub down there today. In the past I've got a bite almost immediately when I've cast down under that tree. Nah, I think if there was a chub down there, it would have woofed that by now. Not today. My experience on this stream is that the bites come pretty quick if you get the bait in the right spot. Nah. Alright, we're moving on. That spot I just left, I couldn't get to it last time I came here, it was too overgrown, but on previous occasions, a couple of occasions anyway, I've had a chub almost immediately after casting in, so either the chub are not lying there at the moment, or perhaps somebody's beat me to it, which is always a possibility, but I doubt it. This stream isn't fished very much at all, really. Still, we walk on, and there's a spot here that was quite fishable last time I came here. I was on the fly, but I remarked on the fact it was quite fishable conventionally, so fingers crossed it's the same today. I've only been here a couple of hours really, seems like longer. Given the lack of places to fish, I might as well sit this out for a while. Trouble is, I don't know if I'm in the middle of a lot of this old weed. It's difficult to know where the boat's landed really. I think this must, well, it's become a winter venue. I think this is almost impossible in the summer, autumn. Yeah, I'm stuck in weed, and I just casting into weed, I think. That's the trouble. Perhaps time for another move. This is a spot I've fished in the past, but it's absolutely bloody impossible today. I suppose if I had welly boots and I could get out, or waders, and if I get out a bit further. It's impossible, isn't it? Absolutely impossible. Just lose tackle. Nearly at the end of the stretch now, so I know there's one spot down here that's usually fishable, but and I think there's one just here, perhaps. Yeah, that's where I wanted to be. Exactly where I wanted to be. Oh well, I think it's probably time for one more move. I think there's only one more spot downstream from here that's fishable. Well, that wind's now quite fresh. I don't know if it's affecting the mic, it probably is. But I had that one sort of set of knocks on worm here, but I haven't had another one. I think the problem is that you don't know where the bait's landing. There's an awful lot of weed down there. And I think I was a bit lucky with that one. It obviously landed on clear bit of gravel or something and the fish could find it. But I don't think it was a big fish. I think it was something small just tugging at the end of the worm. So anyway, I think there's one more spot downstream from here that's fishable. I'll go down there and then I may walk back along the stretch. There were a couple of really iffy ones early on that I may try dipping into to break the duck if I don't get anything down there, which is possible. And that's it really. Yeah, I'll have another move, I think. Over by that tree there is another backstream of the main river, which merges with this stream about 50 yards or so down here, perhaps no, a bit more than that. But there's one more spot down here that I've fished before, and I don't know what it's going to look like today, because there's other spots I fished before that today are looking absolutely impossible. So I think this path is only trodden by fishermen. It's a bit unfortunate there's rubbish there. I'll pick that up in a minute. Yeah, again, tricky. I'll give it a go. Right, I've fished here before and I know there's firm ground down there. Firmish anyway. I left all my worms on from the other place. Let's see what happens. Now there's a well-established swim over on the back channel over there. I've fished it before and never caught anything, but I may give it another go today. This stream's not really giving me much. See all the cabbage, the sun's come out on the bottom. That's the problem, trying to find some clean bottom. Yeah, I think I've just cast in the middle of it now. The sun's come out, I can see it. So that's not going to be any good, is it? You're not going to get a bite in the middle of that. In fact, I can't really see any clean stuff. Now I'm right in the middle of it. No, I don't think this is really highly fishable, to be honest. That's where we haven't gone anyway. Now the sun's out, it's just completely covered in cabbage. So I may go over to the back stream and try over there, because wherever I drop this bait it's going to be laying in there cabbage. Right, okay. Well, that's it for today. I sort of half suggested when I kicked off that it may be a blank because I was having a job finding anywhere to fish. The banks are so overgrown, it was just really difficult. I did find a few spots and I had a couple of taps on worm, but nothing significant really. Even a favourite spot where I've sort of caught chub quite regularly didn't work. The spot behind me now I just dipped in as a last measure. I've caught a chub there before, but nothing today. The battery and the power pack expired on my head cam, so I couldn't show you that last spot, but not that you missed much. Anyway, if you found it interesting or enjoyed even watching me try, wouldn't mind if you give me a like for that, but I would understand if you didn't, because it's not been very thrilling today. Anyway, thanks also to people who subscribe, and again, it's great to have subscribers, and it's also good to get a few comments. Anyway, Storm Agnes is arriving, I think. They've been threatening it, and the wind has really kicked up rough in the last hour. So I'm packing up. It's about 1:30. I've been here about 4 hours. Achieved very little, but it was good trying. It's always good trying. Not been very successful on streams this year. I don't know. It's either me or the streams. I'm not sure. But anyway, until the next time. Thanks for watching, and cheers.